big is your sales funnel? Okay, so first of all, what is a sales funnel? So we all know what a funnel is, right? Where it starts wide and it goes narrow. So with a regular funnel, you put a lot of stuff in at the beginning and then just a little bit gets through at a time. So with a sales funnel, it's a similar concept, except pretend that there's holes along the sides of the funnel. So that instead of everything eventually getting through, some things kind of fall out and then just a little bit gets through at the end. So that's where we need to have a lot of leads coming in. Some will become prospects and then some will become customers or clients. Okay, so the first thing is looking at leads. Okay, so these are people your business can touch. So whether they see your social media post or you meet them at an event or whatever, some people become aware of your business and but you don't know if they're qualified to become your client yet. But it's about creating awareness for your business where you're doing outreach or you're putting something out that people are coming to you and you're going to try to bring these people toward you. Okay, prospects, your target market. Okay, so your target market are those people who have the highest need or desire for what you're offering, right? Because even though we may say, oh, everybody can use my services, well, maybe that's true, but if you think about other people's spending habits, it could be age could be a factor, gender could be a factor. If they're a business owner or not could be a factor, like what kind of occupation they have, like what industry are they in? Do they have a certain medical condition? Do they have certain hobbies? So all these different things are going to be factoring in, and you need to figure that out. Of all these leads, people you're meeting, which ones are actually in that target market? And then focus your time on that because we only have so many hours in the day, right? We're going to a second here about what qualified means. But for example, do they even have a need or desire for your offerings, right? So for example, if you sell a anti-wrinkle cream, and you are going to an event, there's a bunch of 20-year-olds there, especially 20-year-old guys. Well, that's not your target market. The most likely they're not going to buy your anti-wrinkle cream. However, if you go to an event where you've got a lot of people over 40, especially females, then that's close to your target market. So you want to spend more of your time focusing on talking to those people who have the highest need for what you offer and desire, than focusing your time on everybody, which means you're going to be, interacting with these people who are just likely not going to buy from you or have a lower need. Okay, so the last one is clients. So then clients, that's how we make a living, right? So we got to make sure we are getting some clients. Okay, so the first one is lead generation, and there are so many different ways that we can generate leads. So one of them, of course, is being here today, but let's go through a whole list. So social media profiles. So when people search for things, like they might go to LinkedIn, for example, and they're typing in, mortgage broker, or typing in accountant, whatever they're typing in, right? And so if you don't have a social media profile, people can't find you, right? That's one way they can't find you. So, by having it out there, people could maybe be able to find your profile. Of course, you need to be optimized as well. So when they're typing in something, or lawyer, then you're going to come up in those search results. The second thing is social media posts. Again, social media profile is great. And if someone meets you, they want to look you up, or if they're searching for something, well, what if they're not searching, specifically for something, right? Or, they don't even, they don't go on the platform, that kind of thing. So basically doing posts is going to be getting more people to see what you're doing. We can make ourselves famous these days because of social media, right? Really for free. It's just about putting your time into there, or you can get someone else to do it for you, but you want to be expanding more. So if people are directly searching for your offer, then might not find your profile, but all of a sudden you're putting posts out there, and we all scroll. We all go to Facebook and Instagram or LinkedIn or whatever, and we can kind of go through the feed and that. And this is where we see posts. And then ideally you want to get people, to like and comment and share your posts. Because when that happens, it keeps getting bumped to the top of the news feed, which means more people see them. And especially if they get shared, now all of a sudden the other people's networks are going to find them. Right. And we have 2 referral networking groups that I lead every week, which are great. And we do this for each other. We like and comment and share our posts, which gets more views on our posts. And, it does help members get business. Okay. Social media connection request. So again, you want to be determining who your target market is and then sending out connection requests, whether it be LinkedIn or Facebook or Alignable. There's all different platforms you can do. And then you're making people aware of your business. Again, you still don't know if they're necessarily qualified. Maybe if you're B2B, your target is a certain profession, but again, the profession, maybe their sister does what you do. So they're not really qualified. They don't need your services, right? Or maybe they just bought something you offer. So, but at least that way you're going to be trying to do that to generate some leads. Okay, so social media ads. You got to pay for social media ads, but the thing with the social media ads is then if they're targeted properly and they're created properly, you can reach people that your normal post wouldn't reach, right? And that's going to be good because we all need to expand. Okay, so social media groups. So there's a lot of groups on Facebook where people are looking for recommendations. Can you recommend a good real estate agent or mortgage broker or business lawyer? And then, you can recommend yourself, actually, right? Or maybe there's someone you know and you can recommend them. And then the more recommendations you get, then it can help you get the client, right? Sometimes these groups will let you post about your business too on certain days of the week. Then that obviously that can get you more clients. But again, it is good to look through these groups because you might find someone who's looking for what you offer. There's also WhatsApp groups, our referral groups. We have our own WhatsApp chat, which we use to support each other. But there's other WhatsApp groups out there that got like tons and tons of people. And there's pros and cons to that. One of the pros is that, you may find someone or someone finds your business by you doing posts in the group that maybe they wouldn't have before. The downside is that you can get lots of notifications, but you can also turn the notifications off. Okay. And I know for me, like I do have a different WhatsApp group that I'm in that has probably like 100 people. And so whenever I post our events, I usually get at least one person from that group coming out to the event. Right? So hey, one person's one person, right? Okay, website with SEO. So I purposely put website with SEO because you can have a great website, but if it doesn't rank well in Google, people aren't finding you. It's great in terms of credibility. So someone meets you and things like that, then they want to check out your website afterwards to see what you're all about. But if it's, SEO, search engine optimized, then when people are just searching for what you do, they don't know anything about you, you could come up and that way you can get more leads. And whenever people register for our events, I always ask them, how did you find out? How did you learn about us? And they're going to say Google, right? Online search, also email from Tammy, Facebook, Meetup, LinkedIn, and all the other ones, right? But definitely having the website with SEO is really valuable. Search engine ads, Google ads, Bing ads, things like that. Again, it's a way to where instead of look with the SEO, which does take time to move up in the rankings, the search engine ads can be more immediate. However, they're also really expensive, and you do need to have someone who's very specialized in paid ads because a lot of people out there who say they're specialized, whether it be paid ads or SEO, and you don't get results with them. So you do have to be careful. So I do recommend, when you're going to consider someone for these different things, that you look for examples of the previous work, right? And, do they have ads for themselves? Does their website rank well? Show examples of other clients and things like that to make sure that you're going to be getting what getting what you need to and what you want to get for your investment. Okay, Google Business Profile. Who knows what Google Business Profile is? Sonia?
A business page on Google.
Fantastic. So this is free actually. And it's fantastic. So that way, when you type in someone's company name, this thing will come up on the side of the right-hand side if they have Google Business Profile. And it's going to have some pictures if they put pictures and Google reviews and things like that. So you need to have one of these profiles if you're going to be getting, if you want Google reviews, right? And then if you don't have to put your address, you can just put your service area, right? But if you want to appear on the Google Maps, you do have to put your address in there. And someone searches for something like hypnotherapist in Mississauga, for example, right? And that fits you, and you have like your address and everything, like on your website and all that, and your profile. Then they're going to show you on the Google Business Map listing because that usually comes before all the other listings when people are searching for a particular city or when they're going, like legal shield representative near me, right? And then you have a Google Business Profile, then they're going to find, the legal shield rep, for example. And again, that's free. Directories. So if you're a member, you can place a free full page ad on our website, and we get around 1,000 visitors to our website every month. So if you put an ad in there, our visitors may be able to find you, right? Although non-members can place an ad as well on our website for a fee, but members can do it for free. But there's other directories. There's Yelp out there and a whole bunch of other ones you can do. I put other platforms as well. So for example, if you're going to host, hosting a free webinar is a great way to get new clients where you can post it on Eventbrite. If you have a meetup group or someone has a meetup group and a whole bunch of other platforms to bring in new leads. Okay, so then you could be nominated for an award and win an award. So now people who are kind of following, the top person, the second person that it can get you more people to be aware of your business that didn't know about that before. Testimonials. So you want to be posting testimonials online. So obviously having a Google business profile is good. And people can see those, they're gonna look for testimonials, but have them on your website and things like that and put them on your social media. Being a guest speaker. So this is one reason why people become guest speakers at our events, because you can reach a large audience in a short period of time, and you're positioning yourself as the expert. Okay, so expert panel. So this means that, you could be with some other people and it's like a question and answer. So I've done this before, right? And they ask each of us information. And then again, people may have never met you before, but some other event organizer does all the work to get people there. Okay. Your own podcast. Anyone here have a podcast? Yeah, Ellen has a podcast. Fantastic. And so now, how do people find your podcast? Oh, you have to unmute.
It goes out on Apple and other platforms, TuneIn and
Right.
a few more.
Right. So people can be looking for podcasts, and that way they can find Elena's podcast, which is fantastic. You could be on someone else's podcast, right? So sometimes, podcast hosts are looking to interview people. So that could be some way you get exposure. Transit signs, bus stop signs, subway signs, things like that. Or bots. They have, like, for example, LinkedIn bots where they'll send out connection requests for you. And that saves you a lot of time. Anyone else so far want to say something I haven't mentioned yet? Oh, as a way to get leads?
Affiliates?
What's that, Elena?
Affiliate? When you become
Affiliate.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Affiliate marketing. Absolutely. You can have other people. I should add that to my list. Other people out there, making awareness of your business, right? And helping to promote it. Yeah. Somto.
Want to also mention Bing Places is like the Google business profile, but for Bing. I mean, Bing is a much smaller search engine, but it's still there and a place where you can get leads as well.
Absolutely. Exactly. But use all the platforms, Bing, Edge, all those things. Excellent. Anyone else? What's something I haven't mentioned yet? No idea? Okay. All right. So how about other AI? So now there's great things about AI. There's pluses and minuses. So one of the pluses is that, let's say one of the minuses is that your privacy is less than it used to be, but the positive is that there's these so when you're on the internet searching for anything, even when you're talking about something, so it knows, like, your computer, and it knows what you're searching for. So now there's AI bots, and what they can do is you put your target market in there. So let's say you sell you sell paid ads, you're a paid ad specialist, and someone's searching online for paid ad specialists. So this AI knows, and it will go to all the people who are searching for paid ad specialists, and it will give you that information. And so then you can call people up or send an email, you don't just saying you don't know about them. You're not going to say, oh, look at my AI, found out that you're searching for this, right? But you can just say, hi, this is my thing, right? We do this kind of thing, right? Would you be interested in chatting? And it's like, oh, wow, what a coincidence. I was just thinking about this, right? So there's that feature out there. Okay, so digital ad signs. So I know that when I went for a medical appointment, just a clinic a couple years back, and they have like this big digital sign behind the reception, right? Where it has like ads from like mortgage brokers and real estate agents, things like that. So there could be different ways you can get your business exposure that way. Hey, you could have a radio ad, or maybe someone who's has a radio station that are looking for experts, and you could be there. So TV ad or TV appearance. Sometimes there's different TV shows that they want to interview people. Ballot boxes, business cards, brochures. So if you know someone who has a physical store or an office where there's a lot of traffic coming in, you can say, hey, would you mind if I put a ballot box there for, offer people a free something if they put their, ballot in there, and then you have those people to call. Or again, maybe people will let you put their business cards, their brochures in there, or you could just be anywhere, right? And you're talking a conversation, you have your business cards with you. So always keep business cards on you, because you never know when you might meet somebody who's looking for this. And for example, and I bring this up everywhere, a lot of you guys know Sonia Hermy, she gets clients at the dog park, okay, on vacation, okay? Because you still just talking to people, having conversations with people, right? And again, always have a way that you can connect people with your website or with your business card or whatever. Okay. Landing page, email marketing. So a landing page, basically, it's like a one-page website, but not exactly. So a one-page website, usually where they're going to have like kind of the title, and they're going to have, okay, we have this service, these are our blogs, this is our about section, that kind of thing. right? That's kind of a one-page website. So a landing page is specifically about one thing you're offering. So for example, if you're a financial advisor, you could help, young people, right, who need to start saving for retirement, or families with small children, or people who are doing estate planning. There's all different target markets you can have. So you can have one campaign that's maybe just focused on estate planning. And you have different promotions, whether it be paid ads or social media, or whatever. And you're like, okay, click here to learn more. They go to this landing page and you can say, okay, well, enter your email to read the whole article, right? Or sign up for my newsletter. They're going to read just that one thing. And it has the one call to action just spoken. So that's what the landing page is. And then they're, now they're added to your email marketing list. And now you can do not spam, not every day, maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, to do that kind of thing. If you do too much with email marketing, people are just going to unsubscribe. Okay, blog. So you can write a blog on someone else's website, right? And think about who you know to say, hey, would you mind if I added a blog to your website? And then you put a link there to your website. And you guys can do this for each other. Because now someone's visiting one website and they discover, oh, this blog about this other person, and let me go to their website. So it's just, again, another way to find, for people to find out about your business. Okay, referrals. So referrals are fantastic. And if you provide great service to your clients, then, they can refer you other people. I mean, it's also good to ask them for referrals, right? As well. Or it could just be the fact that you know a lot of people and you never use a person's services, but they come across someone who needs what you do. And you're like, yeah, hey, I know this person. She's in my book club or whatever. He's in my fishing club or whatever. Being a little stereotypical there, but anyway. Okay, good. Family. So obviously your family members, hopefully they can go out and spread the word about your business, right? And same with friends, right? And so, and two, if you have like a really small friend circle, I get that, but you got to branch out. There's meetup.com. There's all kind of groups out there. I've gotten referrals actually for like a realtor, a mortgage, and a financial advisor, all at separate meetup groups where we were hiking. It was like hiking groups because you spend hours and hours chatting with each other, right? So make more friends, make new friends, okay? And then social events, like I was mentioning, social events are a great way. And the thing is, it's not like you're there going to promote your business, but inevitably we say, well, what do you do? Right? Meaning, what do you do for work? Oh, this way, blah, blah, right? And again, it could be someone who you might be able to find a lead for your business. Signs and banners. So it's just like, what if Shoppers Drug Mart didn't have a sign outside? It wouldn't be good for their business. The same idea. When you're on Zoom right now, what is this over here? My logo, right? It's called branding. You have to make a permanent mark, a brand in someone's mind, they have to see it over and over again. So I really recommend either using a virtual background on Zoom or having like a banner with your business on the side of it. So something that represents your business, like a picture. So for example, I have business buildings and then I have my tagline there, grow your business, right? And then, there's all different places to put your banner. Maybe you, again, know someone who has a physical location for their business and they will let you put the banner up there or a sign. Okay, exhibiting at an event. And I actually have here, might be a little hard to see at the top, but these are some exhibitors from our business expo last year. And we know we have some people here who have been exhibitors before, some members. Why would you say exhibiting is a good way to get leads for your business? Dalbier? Tanya?
Because you get to meet somebody one-on-one, specifically about your business because you have, I mean, in my case, I would have products. And, when you can actually touch and feel things, it becomes that much more real and attractive.
Absolutely. We have Brad here too. Brad's been an exhibitor at one of our events. And the thing too is you get to have your banner there for like the whole event, whether it be like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours or whatever, so people can see your banner and then they're going to come to you, right? So they get the two things. You can meet the person one-to-one and then also people are going to see your banner. They can see what you do. Okay. Volunteering. So I used to be a financial advisor back in the day, and a guy that I worked with, he would volunteer. And again, he's not there to promote his business, but inevitably people say, well, what do you do? Right? Oh, I'm a financial advisor. I do financial planning, help people with XYZ. And eventually people are like, hey, you mentioned your financial advisor, right? I'm wondering if you can help me out with this. And he got tons of clients that way. So there's a double benefit. You're doing something to help people, but then you can also get business as well. Okay, being in a magazine. So, I mean, typically you have to pay to be in a magazine, but that's okay. It could be a good way for you to get business. And And hey, maybe you know someone has a magazine, maybe they let you put a free ad in there, or you can create your own magazine. Multi-vendor flyer. So anybody here get a flyer to their house where it's got a bunch of home improvement contractors advertising in there? Yeah, I do. So there you go. That obviously works for them because you get this every month for like, you know, years been getting this one. So that's another option. And I mean, even though it's a home improvement flyer, I mean, they might let you put another type of business in there, but there could be other ones you could put the flyer in there. Sending something in the mail that has to do with your business. Again, some of these do cost a lot of money, like mailouts can cost a lot of money. And then you have to, again, you need to be really targeted because you don't want to just, okay, let me just put it everybody in this particular neighborhood. You know, you got to know what your business is. Is this the best strategy for you? And if, for example, a real estate agent, well, for that, they're going to be doing door knocking probably, but they might leave a little thing, you know, little thing on the door hanger or whatever. Some of them just have it mailed out, like the card that goes in the mail. When I used to be a business development manager for a company, and we had these particular products we had, so we would send out samples in the mail, and then we would call them, right, email them, and then they have something in their hands, and then we can have that conversation better. Okay, cold calling. I know about you guys, I don't really like cold calling. However, it can be very effective for businesses, right? And I mean, this is particularly if you're a B2B business, because business owners tend to have their phone numbers online, right? What I don't recommend is that there's some services where you can buy a lead list, which is AI gets their stuff from somewhere. And if they're not B2B, and if you guys, so B2B means business to business. So for example, I'm a B2B. So basically all my clients are business owners. I serve businesses. B2C means you serve consumers, meaning individual people. Like for example, here in healthcare, you do individual people. And some people do both. Some people are B2B and B2C. But the point is that it's typically where if it's a B2B, it's probably better to do the cold calling than if it's a B2C and to be like, well, how did you get my number? Nobody likes that. None of us like getting, even like business owners. I get these people from the US always messaging me. You know, I just don't even answer anymore when I think it's a US number. Okay, door knocking. This could be either residential or commercial. So for real estate agents in particular, door knocking can be very effective for them. And but also too, I have a cousin-in-law who's a financial advisor, and that's what he did. He did door knocking, and he would just say, "Oh, hi, how are you? This is this is what I do," right? And you know, we give out like a free stock tip every month. Would you want me to send you the email, right? And then they'd be like, "Oh, sure." And then, you know, then he can follow up with them, had like the email and so on. Okay, or commercial. I know another financial advisor, and I used to be a financial advisor, probably why I know all the financial advisors that do stuff. He would go to like a strip mall during the day when there's no customers and just talk to all the staff, and he used to get clients that way. You can sponsor events. So you don't have to exhibit to sponsor an event. You can be like, oh, you're sponsoring these kids' soccer team or something like that, right? And you're getting the shirts for them. And guess what? The kids have parents. And that's the type of people you want to be targeting, right? Okay, so networking events. That's why we're all here today, right? To meet people when you're all going to get to do your pitch very shortly. And then if you're premium, you get to stay and you get to do those one-to-ones. And if you're not doing the premium, it's okay. You can go in and make sure you follow up the next day. Referral networking groups. So as I mentioned, we've got 2 groups that I lead every week. Fantastic groups, fantastic people. And not only do you get to promote yourself, but we help each other out. So that's a good way we generate leads for each other. I've mentioned before, Facebook groups. There's always people looking for recommendations, so you can find people in there that are looking for what you do. WhatsApp groups, kind of already mentioned that one, but okay, good. Now you have to qualify people. So, okay, I already gave one away. So then location, you know, for all these leads that come to you, whether they find your blog post or whatever, then, you know, if, let's say if you're a real estate agent and some person finds your blog post and they're from like Thunder Bay, and you might not want to drive to Thunder Bay. So then that person wouldn't be qualified, right? What's another reason why someone wouldn't be qualified to become your client? No reason? Everybody could be your
They
client.
don't have funds.
Thank you. They don't have funds and they can't afford your service. Anything else?
They don't need your service.
Absolutely. They just don't need your service for sure. Like, for example, let's say that someone just bought a house. They don't need a real estate agent right now because they just bought the house, right? Unless they want to keep flipping houses. All right, anybody else want to give a reason why they might not need your services or products?
They might be in a conflicting, they might be in the same industry.
Thank you, the same industry. Absolutely. So today, when we see we have today, everyone's a lead for each other. So you got to sift through all the people who are here today and find out who are those people who are prospects, meaning those who are most likely to want to be getting your products and services. Okay, so let's go to some other ones here. So then, do they actually have the desire for what you offer? Do they have the budget? What about their values? So as business owners, we can choose who we work with, right? So maybe the person you're interacting with, right? And you're like, you know what? I really don't like this person. They just, they seem to be shady or something like that, right? And then you can just say, okay, you don't want to work with that person. Again, savings. So maybe, maybe your income is good and you want to buy a house, but you have no savings for down payment. So therefore, the person can't really become your client unless maybe they're doing a rent to own. Okay, suitability. Again, is the product suitable for them, right? So, for example, like Legal Shield, they offer free wills and power of attorney with your membership, right? But what if somebody has like all these different businesses and corporate things and stuff like that, and it's just really hugely complex stuff? Then maybe this is not the right product for a person who wants a particular service. Maybe they want to go to a lawyer directly. Whereas most people just doing the regular wills and estates or wills and power of attorney with Legal Shield is very good for them, right? Okay, and then again, do they have the need for it? Do they have, is the timeline? So for example, that maybe the person has a specific budget and then they need to get this promotion by a certain date, but they don't get the funds in time enough for that. So therefore they miss the promotion. Or maybe they're bidding on a house and they're too late to get, by the time they got pre-approved for their mortgage and things like that, they were too late. They missed out on the deal. Or maybe if it's like a course you're offering and the course starts now and they weren't available till a couple weeks from there. So they missed the boat. Credit score. Again, a lot of things applying to the mortgage industry, real estate industry. If they don't have a good credit score, then they may not be able to qualify. Do they have the personality? Again, is this a person you really want to work with? Okay, they have the need, but maybe you're like, no, I don't want to deal with this person. Right? Or time commitment. For example, we have referral networking groups that are a fantastic way to grow your business, but then you do have to attend the meetings every week. And some people, they can't attend the meetings every week, so they're just going to come to our open networking events. Okay, so I'm going to be wrapping up really shortly here. And again, at the end of the day, we want to be getting clients, and either you can provide the product and service and get paid, or you get paid and you provide the products and services. So just as a quick recap, social media, website and SEO, exhibitor, networking events, Google reviews, door knocking, Google business profile, testimonials, blogs, podcasts, radio, TV, awards, other recognition, AI, digital ads, print media, cross promotions, referrals, networking events, referral networking groups, door knocking, phone calls, exhibit, sponsor, volunteer, social events. Okay. So we don't really have time for questions. I know I went over a little bit time, but thank you for paying attention there. Hopefully it was helpful for you guys. And I'm more than happy to help anyone here if you would like to get some one-to-one assistance.